Hello, you are listening to Dr. Sushma Singh. Today in Unit 6, Liberal Perspective on Development. Let us start this lecture with the topic Streams of Liberal Thought. The liberal school of thoughts in the economic, social and political fields is not monolithic. Rather, there are divergent streams of liberal thoughts, particularly on the question of individual freedom vis-a-vis the state. Some liberal put more emphasis on economic freedom and allow greater government intervention in moral life. The political philosophy embedded in the Thatcherian and Reism is taken as an example in this line. While others uphold the idea of minimum state intervention in all walks of life. The latter theoretical position is often known as liberalism. Libertarianism has its root in the writing of the 17th century English political philosopher John Locke, who emphasized the priority of individual rights to life, liberty and property, and the elimination of coercive intervention by the state, which is taken as the prime violation of liberty. Above all, individuals' liberty is an identifiable marker of conservative thought, the guiding ideology of the British Conservative and American Liberal parties. American philosopher Robert Noth and the economic Friedrich Hayek are among the modern protagonists of liberalism in their respective field. Nozick argues in favor of reducing the role of the state to the mere protection agency for the citizens. Hayek holds that the ideal economic and political arrangement and the interpersonal relationships are modeled on market exchanges. The role of the government is reduced to maintaining order and providing public services that involve formidable initial capital services. The libertarian ideas have found strongest support in the United States, wherein conservatism and neoliberalism are easily blended. In essential, liberalism calls for human action not guided by any form of determinism. Liberal beliefs often contradicts those of socialism and conservatism. Tom Penny radical liberalism based on the idea of a minimum government involvement in the economy is close to socialism, whereas the overriding concern of other liberals to uphold the rights of private property draws them close to the conservatism. The early liberalism of Penny and others was progressive because it aimed to liberate individuals from traditional political constraints. They wanted government to be confined, in John Locke's words, to the role of an umpire, which would impartially safeguard the individual's freedom and rights. It was thus believed that citizens would be offered maximum opportunity to shape their own future. Liberalism continued to be associated with progressive social trends even after the erosion of the power of the aristocracy. However, from the end of the 19th century, liberals began to encourage the growth of government initiatives. Liberals now argued that the individual freedom was diminished by the poverty and unemployment which stemmed into uncontrolled laissez-faire capitalism. Hence, The need for the government to assume a larger role in social affairs and in the elimination of economic constraints upon personal liberty. Liberals always believed that doing away with the political and economic constraints on individual behavior would lead to moral improvement throughout society. Individual liberation, according to this viewpoint, is the key to social progress. Individuals who lead a free and independent existence are likely to acquire virtues such as self-reliance, prudence, tolerance, and respect for the rights of the others. These virtues are often described as virtues since they are typically displayed by economically successful groups in capitalist societies. Liberalism has been aligned with the progress of the capitalist world. Its subscribers seek to remove the restraints upon the capacity of individuals to participate in economic competition. They have argued that the economic independence associated with capitalist regimes also breeds a sense of moral independence. Liberals, in this sense, can be said to favor a process of empowerment in which everyone will eventually adopt attitudes compatible with the competitive economy. The history of liberalism reveals a succession of strategies to extend rights which it is judged will secure the economic and moral independence of individuals. The different versions of liberalism foresee a one-class society consisting of self-governing citizens. The liberal ideals of the community is where, despite inequalities of wealth, self-discipline and mutual respects are upheld. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for listening.